Hello everybody, we're doing some more Subarashiki Hibi today, and yeah, we're going to be seeing a very interesting alternate view to the scene where Tomosane is totally defeated by Takuji. We are going to be seeing some very interesting stuff today, I feel, and I don't know what we're going to see. We're going to see probably a conversation with Tomosane and Ayana, and then we're also probably going to see Tomosane's internal thoughts just as he is defeated by Takuji. Even after he wakes up from the lucid dream, he figures out the reason why it is a lucid dream. Now, I just want to remind myself of what that reason exactly was, because I haven't been able to read yesterday. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm honestly really quite excited for today. It's really quite surprising how quickly we're going through the plot that initially happens in It's My Own Invention. I would have thought maybe it would be a little bit slower, but then again, I mean, considering the context of how quickly Tomosane is experiencing time, like Takuji in a way, it makes sense. Right, let's go from here. Actually, maybe here? Wait, what's this? Is this... Ah, yeah. Oh, this was really cool. Let me just fully realise why this happened. Oh my god, there's so much. I'll read quick. Oh yeah, I like that. That's really interesting. Reminds me of Wittgenstein's thoughts. Right, okay, it's horribly loud where I am, so I have to have headphones on. Noise cancelling hopefully will make a difference. Right, anyway, let's just... Okay, yeah, let's look at the reason for this. I just want to fully recap before we get a move on. God, who would have thought me being happy about the fact that a character who is of real significance, and a character who is probably the person who tries to drive the most good in this story, her getting hurt is something that I am satisfied about. But the only thing is, obviously, the reason she can get hurt is because of the fact that Tomosane sees her punches, and he realises that even though they seem so fast, they're not in reality. And I suppose he really trains himself just to see, or just to break limits. Yeah, look at that supernatural emphasis of the fact that Yuki is supernatural and doesn't fully exist. Yeah. Yeah. I find it interesting that Yuki actually has to tell Tomosane this. He doesn't instinctively know it. But then again, I mean, firstly, there's a really, really high amount of brain activity, so why would maybe she's just saying high amount of brain activity, so because of the fact that the brain is making it so that these people seem as if they are so real, it just feels so weird that they're the opposite. Yeah, that is interesting. I just want to see if I can link this. Yeah, I like that, yeah. Yeah, you recognise the fact that it's a lucid dream. You recognise the fact that it is something that you can control because it is inside his head and he is fighting somebody, like Yuki said. Not a real person, just somebody inside his head. It makes sense. Yeah, I like that. You fear the nightmare that is created and then you run from it. And I suppose if you think about it, this lucid dream is kind of like an embodiment of Tomosane's anxiety. The only reason he was able to have it was because of the fact that, I suppose you could say that he was really scared about losing to Takuji. He was genuinely scared. It was funny, him just having all of those ridiculous fronts that he was putting on, and yet at the same time he was really fucking scared in reality. He acted so brave and yet he was so cowardly at the same time. But I don't blame him, who wouldn't be? I mean, your entire identity is at threat. Yeah. Yeah, you can't yeah. 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 Oh, I love that, yeah. Lucid dreams are the embodiments of nightmares. So what you do is you not only realise the fact that you are in a dream and that what you are seeing is not real, even though your brain is doing everything it can to believe that it's real, but you also realise that this is the embodiment of your fear. And if you run from that fear, you can't do anything about it. Let's be honest, Tomosane, I can't really say he was running from his fear of Takuji, but he wasn't doing enough beforehand, but now I think he's properly getting the wake-up call when his existence is at more threat from Takuji. Gotta love Umineko just casually seeping its way into Subarashiki's narrative, or at least it feels like that. It really does. Then Higurashi. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting what Yuki's saying. I just find it very interesting to think about the fact that Tomosane and Yuki, even in a situation as important as this, they have very conflicting beliefs about what could and couldn't be possible, because obviously Tomosane, he feels as if he's going to destroy himself for the greater good, for the fact that Takuji will be dead and the fact that Yuki can be alive. And I just find it interesting how he is always somebody who has been born to have his certain purpose. And here I just find it really interesting that he doesn't even care about the fact that he may die in the process. He only cares about destroying Takuji. I mean, that was his goal in the beginning, but at the same time it just feels quite contradictory. He's really scared about Takuji killing him, but it's not because of the fact that he will die. It's because of the fact that he will die without having Takuji go down with him, really. It's really unusual, honestly. It's fucking cool, though. There was a noise. It was in the way. An unnecessary existence. Oh, so Tomosane is just totally on that feeling of euphoria. The feeling where everything is going your way and nothing can possibly go wrong, and everything below you is just that. It's below you and you are above everything. That's what he feels like at the moment. Something that should be removed. It is that if your position changes, that too changes. A difference in perspective. Reasonable. What sounds like plain noise to one person could be revelation to another. Ironic. Remember Takuji and Diruru's conversation? I like that. I like that little reference. Oh. In the year 1964, two researchers doing experiments in communication technologies discovered a certain noise. The unexplainable noise vexed the two researchers, so they attempted to rule out every possible source of the noise. Every possible source of interference, from the din of traffic to plain old bird shit on the antenna. Even after removing all possible interference, the noise wouldn't go away. Later, they realised that the noise being recorded had its source in the genesis of the universe. What? It became clear that this radiation was left over from the Big Bang. They won the Nobel Prize for their That's so weird. Yeah. No, that's interesting. A simple noise brought them glory. Yeah. Wow. I wonder if that's cosmic microwave background radiation or if it's something else. I don't know. I've never heard of this before. So humanity gained new scientific knowledge because they noticed a noise. If the position changes, if the observer changes, a simple noise can be the cooling to a whole new world. Right, okay. Well, noise can be the cooling to a whole new world, and then I just see Futanari Ayana. Right, that's not very hopeful. Anyway, I'm really interested in this. So his position has definitely changed. So beforehand he would have just thought it's unnecessary noise and unnecessary existence, but because he has a difference in perspective, he is able to realise that what could be plain noise is the potential for a world to be changed. And funnily enough, this is Ayana we're talking about here, so I think it's the case. But if this is the Ayana in Takuji's delusions, no way. We might get an answer as to whether Takuji was really fucking Zakuro here, by the way. Can I just mention that? I mean, I'm sorry, there's no other way to put it. Let's just say he was fucking Zakuro. Or maybe it was delusional, I don't know. Maybe we'll get an answer, maybe we won't. It is cosmic microwave background radiation. Damn. I actually got that right, I'm impressed. I mean, that's a complete coincidence, but yeah. Shit, nice. Important evidence for a hot early universe. And as evidence against the rival steady state theory. Dude, what is this fucking sound glitching? It's really annoying. I'm just trying to research this. So a guy called Karl Jansky, I don't know how you say that name, but he built a radio antenna and managed to trace most of the noise to lightning and thunderstorms. However, some of the noise could not be explained. Through careful investigation, he noticed that a faint hiss came from a certain region of the sky and peaked at an interval of 23 hours and 56 minutes. A colleague pointed out that the period of the signal corresponded to a sidereal day, the length of time that the stars come back into the same alignment as the day before. Oh, that's cool. I never knew that. I never knew that. First person to discover a source of radio waves from the space. The radio waves emitted from the center of the Milky Way galaxy. That's really interesting. I'm happy I learnt that. I learnt something cool today. Yeah, and I learnt something not so cool. I'm cold and I don't have a hoodie. Oh well, let's sleep on the problem. Can't be asked. I've never seen this before, I don't think. I see, so that's how it is. The location of the soul, the model of a samsaric world. What the fuck is samsaric? The cycle of death and rebirth to which life in the material world is bound. Alright. Okay. That makes sense.
この回転の影絵の中で交わる影3つ。
Interesting that she says they're accelerating into oblivion. It's as if she knows that Yuki's not going to be successful. Tomosane is not going to be successful here.
お前は
お前なんて名前ない。
I have a name, you know.
違う。
Who
お
are
前
you?
は誰だ。
誰？
Who?
誰なんだ。
Tell me, who are you?
私は誰でもない。ただ終わらない天球儀を見つめてるだけ。
I'm not anyone. I'm only watching an unending R. Miller from afar. Wait, what is an R. Miller? So many words I don't know the meaning of. A bracelet? It's a type of medieval bracelet, right? That's unexpected. Then again, I suppose it makes sense. It reminds me of the Mobius strip.
終わらない天球儀。
Wait, Tenkyugi? Is that what he said? An unending R. Miller?
時間模型。面白い。
Huh?
その中で遊ぶ玩具の
God.
魂。
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, a model of time. How amusing. All within it are mere toys and souls to be played with.
お前は
Why to be played with? The thing that I really don't understand about Ayana is the fact that she is emphasizing, and I've seen this before, saying that it's as if the game here is something that she enjoys. She enjoys seeing the rotation of all of the chapters in Subarashiki Hibi. Obviously, she's omniscient of everything and all possibilities, evidence being what she says to Zakuro. But what's so weird is the fact that she says that she's playing with the toys and souls. I mean, what Wittgenstein said, the fact that she is not a being who can be put into words, therefore is not a part of our universe. I mean, that is true. But at the same time, because of the fact that she can't be put into words, it's impossible to tell why she is playing with the souls. Is she manipulating the fate of them? Or what? Yes.
間宮君。
No Futanari
私は
Ayana. Good.
あなたは誰？
I'm staring into your soul, Ayana. Mamiya-kun, funny that. Well, I don't think this Ayana is... Sorry, this Takuji is going to sexually harass her, which is good. Oh my god, that scene, I mean, I think that is just Subahibi degeneracy at its peak. I mean, obviously, what's happening is sick, and I shouldn't be saying it's funny, but I just think it's so funny how Takuji, he is the biggest loser in the world, because, I mean, I'm sorry, but he literally touches Ayana. And then he just gets totally punched for it. I mean, what could be more deserved? And because of the fact that Takuji had spiraled so much into derangement and just becoming a horrible, horrible person after what he did to Zakuro, it's so deserved. Hello, Mamiya-kun. I am Ayana. Who are you?
俺は間宮拓司だ。
This just feels so wrong, seeing Tomosane, and yet, like, the name is Tomosane, and yet he's saying, I'm Mamiya Takuji. And it's not even wrong as well, that's the funny thing.
間宮拓司。嘘。間宮君なら今はおねんね中。ここにはいない。
Mamiya Takuji. That's a lie. Mamiya-kun is taking a little nap right now. You see? I made sure of that. I made sure of that. That's so weird. Maybe she has control over the fates of these people. I don't know. What a bizarre response. Yeah. I look like Mamiya Takuji to normal people. Yeah, she knew. Yeah. It's as if she is Yuki. But the person standing before me had realised that I was not Mamiya Takuji. And she just said he was taking a nap. Yeah, technically. Yeah. I could tell she wasn't the normal schoolgirl.
俺は結城友実だ。それで、お前確か
I'm Yuki Tomosane, and you are... Well... I don't think she's gonna tell you. Yeah. Well, she did say the name there, but the only thing is, I don't really think she's gonna say much more. Someone from a class in this school. I'm not sure though. Yeah.
Minakami Yuki no shiriai.
One of Minakami Yuki's acquaintances. I didn't know her myself, but memories of this girl were engraved in my hippocampus from Yuki's experiences. That makes sense. Her expression, my god. Hasaki? Yes, and I'm acquainted with Mamiya-kun as well. Not to mention one other person. Well, I don't think Mamiya likes you. Holy shit. Ah, right. She pointed at me.
今会っていきなり知り合いか。
You technically are.
そんなことより、なんでこんな時間にこんな場所で。
I mean, the ironic thing about Ayana is that she is acquainted with Tomosane, technically, because obviously Tomosane is an alternate personality of Takuji, and I suppose if you think that one person... She's acquainted with two people who look like Takuji, and because they share the same brain, could she technically also be acquainted with Tomosane? I mean, maybe, but in reality, no. They're not acquainted at all. Like Tomosane says, they've just met.
Mamiya-kun に呼び止められた。
Mamiya-kun called
呼
for
び
me.
止められた。
Is she actually going to explain what happened? He called for you?
屋上の給水タンクで遊んでたら、間宮君に呼び止められた。だからここにいる。
Yeah, I was just playing on the water tank. Wait, where is the water tank? What? And Mamiya-kun came looking for me. That's why I'm here. Yeah. She's very unusual. Why would she be playing on the water tank in the middle of the night? I was a bit curious about that, but it didn't really matter to me. I just don't understand how you could walk on a water tank. Wait, let me just get a full... It's just... I just want to fully... Yeah. I was right to be doubtful of this. I mean... I just want a full perspective of what a water tank looks like. And, I'll just show you what I'm finding at the moment. Look at this. I mean, let's just take something like... I don't know, this for example. How do you play on this? Unless you're some sort of creepy Lovecraftian entity and you're a slippery monster and you can just play by quite literally, I don't know, slithering on the top of that or something ridiculous, I don't know. So he was looking for you. What then?
お話ししてた。 ナミヤ君、私の魂に触れようとしたからひび割れた。
We talked. Mamiya-kun tried to touch my soul and he broke. That's odd. An even stranger. I agree, yeah. Normally I would just think she was a bit of a mysterious girl, but somehow... Oh god no. I got the feeling that this girl wasn't normal. But that's
な
why...
るほど。お前の魂に触れようとしたから奴の意識に隙ができた。それでその後間宮拓司はどうした？
Alright, so there was a gap in his consciousness because he tried to touch your soul. What happened to Mamiya Takuji after that?
間宮拓司君はいつでも君と共にあるんでしょ。
Isn't Mamiya Takuji always with you?
だとしても今は俺の目の前にいない。
But he's not here right now, in front of
そ
my
れは
eyes.
君が強い意志を持ってここに来たから。違う。
That's because you came here with a strong determination, right? Oh, that's interesting. I came with a strong determination. Yeah, fully. Me?
ひび割れたと言っていたが、それは間宮拓司の意識がひび割れたという意味で理解して問題ないか？
You said he broke, but should I take that to mean that Mamiya Takuji's consciousness was fractured? Yeah, I don't understand that either.
間宮君の同一性にほんの少しのひび割れが入った。そのひび割れから君が彼を押しのけてここに来た。
Yes, there was a small fracture in Mamiya-kun's sense of self. You pushed through that fracture to get here.
俺が奴の意識を押しのけて。
Yeah, and isn't that interesting? Just that constant emphasis in the lucid dream that you learned to control because of the fact that you understood your dream and stopped running from it and stopped running from reality. Even though you are still kind of running from reality because all of this is happening in his head, but yeah, it's interesting that the person with the bigger willpower and just in general who's ready for it more will be the person who will prosper, really. I push this consciousness aside.
でもそれは少し驚き。
Yeah,
君が今
totally,
宿ってい
yeah.
るその肉体
That's
の
what
支配
Yuki, that's
権は
Yuki's influence,
現
fully.
在ほぼ間宮君が握ってたから。
Yes, which was quite the surprise indeed. The body you're inhabiting right now is almost entirely under Mamiya's control.
なるほど。その中から俺が出てきたのが意外というわけか。
Oh, so you were surprised that I came out? Yeah. Maybe it was surprising, but I at least wasn't. Of course, yeah. Yeah, it does make sense. That's a good mindset to have. But I find it really interesting to think about the fact that Takuji broke and there was a fracture within his consciousness after he did this. But then again, I mean, let's be honest, I find it really unusual. Let's get some more info and then try and make sense of it. That's right, I had a feeling this would happen. Waking up at the final battle with Mamiya Takuji, being completely unable to find my consciousness in this world for even the moment before the battle. Unfortunately, you won't be able to support Hasaki. That's what Yuki said would happen, yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, Tomosane was wrong about being able to get Hasaki to a safe place. But
予感があった。
you had a premonition.
あ
Yeah. Somehow I knew I would wake up again. Yeah, it is interesting. Why?
語り得ぬ者には沈黙を。奈落は覗くべきじゃない。あえて奈落を覗くことを勇気とは言わない。
Where if one cannot speak, there if one must be silent. You should not peer lightly into the abyss. I would call that foolhardy, not great. God, what a roundabout way of saying that you are technically peering into the abyss now. But then again, I mean, I kind of disagree with Ayana because even though most of the boy called Mamiya Takuji is inhabited by him, you still need to try, even though it seems like a hopeless situation, just because of how much hinges on it, if you ask me. I think Tomosane is doing the best thing possible. But then again, I mean, if there's almost certain inevitable defeat, is it really the best thing?
Nanda, それ?
What do you mean?
そんなことよりも大事なことがあるはず。それが君の意識をこの世界につなぎ止めた。
More importantly, there's something important to you in this world, right? That's what anchored your consciousness to this world. Yeah. Well, I think this is. Oh, no, sorry, this is, but apart from that. Yeah, that's right, this girl's ramblings aren't important right now. The most important thing right now. Hasaki! The reason why I thought to reclaim a moment of consciousness.
君は素直だ。良い子だね。
At least you're honest. That's a good boy.
とりあえず、綾菜って言ったっけ? 感謝しておく。
Anyway, you said your name was Ayana? You have my thanks.
なぜ?
Why?
お前のおかげなんだろ? よくわからんが。
I don't really understand, but you're the one who did this, right?
私もよくわからん。
Don't understand either. I didn't know the reason. The only thing I knew for sure was that Mamiya Takuji tried to come in contact with her, and then he lost consciousness. Yeah, doubt still filled my mind. If Mamiya Takuji's soul was fractured by coming in contact with this girl. Yeah, it's weird. Actually, does it necessarily? Let's say, for example, somebody is talking to another person and their words have a really, really big impact on them. So much so that they feel as if they're going to be really, really stressed, and maybe that could cause them to pass out. Or lose consciousness just because of the stress. That could technically be considered the effect of it being around somebody causing consciousness to fade. I'll reread the scene and then I'll interpret it, I think. Like, I'll reread the scene where we see Takuji and Diana. It's the same thing as sharing the body with us. Same body with us, but...
肉体を共有はしていない。
Even though she can read our mind, I don't share your body. Yeah. And she could even read my mind. But right now...
間宮拓司の魂がいつ頃帰ってくるか。
I love that he doesn't even care about the fact that somebody has such important thoughts, that such an important presence, that she can quite literally read everything inside of Tomosane's body. That yet again, she still tries to encourage him towards the good, even though she knows how potentially foolish it is. But yeah, what's really interesting is that there are so many things that are terrifying, and especially the evidence of Takuji quite literally having fractured consciousness as a result of being near this person. They'd normally be such scary things, but because of the fact that that's advantageous to Tomosane, he can't really feel fear. When will Mamiya Takuji's soul return? And when it does, what will happen to me? Yeah.
それなら安心。間宮くんなら当分出てこない。多分、夜が明ける直前ぐらいまでは。
Don't worry about him, he won't be coming back for quite a while. Probably not until just before dawn.
夜が明ける直前?
Just before dawn?
うん。それまでは
I
帰
love
っ
the
て
word
こない。
chokuzen, it sounds so cool.
日が昇る前。
The
この空が
kanji for
紫
chokuzen
に
is
染
so
まるまで
weird.
は、君がその体の支配者。でも、
I only have the kanji for Yeah, it is the kanji for Michi and then Maya together. It's weird that it means just before. And obviously you read. Let me just check that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it's a different kanji. I'm just being stupid. I was convinced it was the same until now. Damn, it's a bit embarrassing. Yes, it won't return until then. Just before the sun rises. You are the ruler of that body until the sky glows orange again, but...
紫に染まり始めたら
Yeah.
奴は帰ってくる
So this is his time to prepare for battle. But how does she know? How is she so omniscient? It's so weird. Once it does glow orange, he will return. So that's it. I looked at the time. It was the 17th at 10:30 p.m. Asaki had already returned home. Does she even live normally where she normally was though? Asaki had already returned home. Dawn would be after 4:30 a.m. He's still going to try and do it. Wow. That's amazing. He really, really is quite something. But Hasaki won't be home though. She'll be in Kotomi's house. Dawn would be after 4:30 a.m. so I just had to get home before then. Wow. If I hurried, I could make it in time. Ayana.
何
What?
なんでお前が
Why are you following me?
私も帰るところだから帰り道を揃え
What? I recognize this line. What the fuck? I'm going home too. I guess we're going the same way. Where do you live?
お揃いも何も
Yeah.
屋上からの道なんて
No, we're not. You follow me down from the rooftop.
でも帰り道には気をつけた方がいい
Oh, but you should be careful on your way home.
帰り道
On the way home? The road home. That's right. I could tell something happened while I was unconscious. I learned how to control my lucid dreams, so I could perceive some of the things that Mamiya experienced. I wasn't as good as Yuki, so I didn't know the exact details, but I felt pretty sure that I was in the dangerous... Of course you are, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there would be fully. Because of the fact that obviously Tomosane has a little bit of sanity in him and he would never in a million years approve of everything related to Kyuseishu-sama. No way. So obviously you're going to have people who are religious fanatics looking for you. You can't do anything. You've just got to be very careful. I see what Ayana's saying. I really do. Even if I didn't know the details, I was pretty sure there would be people looking for me. At least here in the school. Yeah. So I had to be careful when picking my route home. This is the most scary thing. I'm really, really fearful of Hasaki not being there. I don't think she will. Or maybe she goes back to Kotomi's house because of Tomosane. No. Actually, I think what Yuki does... Her investigation might be before July 17th. I want to check. That is if I can check. I don't know if I'll be able to. Right. Do I have Hasaki on a thumbnail? No. Right. Ayana. Oh, Tsukasa. Poor Tsukasa. And Kagami as well. Alright, here we go. Okay, so... Right, which day is this? Oh yeah, dialectical thinking. I'm really tired after all of that. Right, day. July the 15th. Right, no. July the 15th is the day that Yuki came to see Hasaki. So that means she is in Kotomi's home. Samai or something like that, Kotomi? I forgot what her first name was. So I had to be careful when picking my route home. Alright. God, things are gonna go totally wrong. Thanks for the advice. I'll take it to heart. Wait, what? Has she gone? I knew it. I was just lost in thought for a moment, and she disappeared when I averted my gaze. No more guardian. You're totally alone now. Do what Yuki worked so hard for you to be able to do. And don't get destroyed on the way. I'm scared that Tomosane is going to be destroyed because he would have gone out of his way so much to see Hasaki, and yet she's not there. When I looked again, there was no one there. Ayana. I didn't even hear her footstep. Weird. It was like she had just vanished into thin air. But more importantly, I had something I needed to do. Shit. Yeah, we hear... He's really exerting himself physically. Yeah, I'm expecting the worst case scenario here, if I'm going to be honest. Hasaki's not going to be home. He's going to be... He can't check in the basement. He can't check anything because obviously people there are being the worst of humanity. Is this... I don't know if this is... Well, this is before Kagami's torture, but at the same time, I mean, there's so much drug abuse and sex and... I mean, using Kiyokawa as a human toilet. I mean, I'm sorry, but if action's as disgusting as that. And, oh yeah, murder, yeah. Just somebody casually decaying in the sewer, in underground as well. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's the most awful place. It really is. So, yeah. It's really not somewhere he can go because he will be expected to do things. And this is the worst thing. You can never go down. You can never know whether Hasaki is there or not. But let's be honest, Hasaki's a very strong person. Why would she be converted into action? And also, she's a good person. I think I also need to make that very clear. Then again, drugs can't ruin good people, but I think she's too strong to be ruined by drugs. But Tomosane can never tell whether she's down there or not, or what has happened to her. Maybe she's been killed. To be fair, Takuji hasn't actually killed anyone yet, but obviously he will when he kills like 100 by returning them to the sky. So I find it interesting. There's elephant in the room that we need to look into. The fact that Takuji's consciousness had completely disappeared once Ayana had intervened. So I just want to see the exact dialogue that happens when he fucks Ayana. Because I'm really interested in, just in general, what goes on. Right, okay, so we've got the sex scene here. Interesting that she's emphasizing the fact that she is not one of Takuji's delusions. This is quite significant. So let's just go to the end. Right, okay. Is this a gap in time? I love that Takuji finds Ayana so threatening, and yet at the same time he is pouring his entire heart out to her, just in terms of how passionate he is for his delusions. That's interesting. Ooh. Yeah, that's interesting. I just find it very surprising to think about the fact that the consciousness is gone here. Yeah, nothing has begun or ended. It's a very ugly part of the plot, it really is. You can't. Oh my god, stop acting like you're so aware. I like that. I just find it really quite funny to think about the fact that Takuji being told about the fact that he, well, having proof that he can't tell the difference between reality and delusion, and also Ayana just specifically emphasizing that she's not a delusion, giving him a real wake-up call to what the real world is. I find it very significant that this is what breaks his consciousness, because it kind of breaks his reason for existing. If the delusions go, I do wonder if you could argue that his reason for existing at the moment is going. Because, let's be honest, Takuji, in these last few days, he has completely rebranded his reason of existence and the reason why he wants to keep on fighting. Yeah. It's... oh. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Oh my fucking god. What an ironic choice of characters. But, yeah, isn't it funny to think about the fact that Ayana is also telling what his delusions stand for, and about he's telling him about what he stands for, and even though it is likely that he's going to be able to return the sky, well, to the sky and achieve the content of his delusions, he's still really afraid inside. He's so courageous and so passionate, and yet he doesn't have the courage that ironically Tomosane does. I heard someone at work say this quote today. Like my part-time job. I just hear I just hear him say that, and I just think, oh, Subarashiki Hibi, no way. Subarashiki's made its way into the workplace. That was so, obviously I didn't say that out loud, but it was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Where they meet together. Oh my my god, that's so interesting. So Ayana is completely omniscient. She knows about the fact that Tomosane, even though the Destroyer is trying his hardest, the Harmonizer is hopeless, and the Destroyer is also completely hopeless as well. But Ayana has a reoccurring theme, the fact that she really wants to steer the plot in the direction of hope and prosperity, of good rather than complete evil, which is what Takuji's delusions are. So even though she knows that Tomosane is not going to succeed whatsoever, and yet she still tries her hardest to steer Tomosane in a direction of false hope, and just in general a good direction. That's really surprising to me, and I'm honestly really quite impressed that everything can be viewed so differently if you look at the context and you look at where everything has come from. Oh my god, Ayana, you are insane. Wow. I really need to reread this scene fully, because I remember somebody commenting when I read it initially, the fact that that is just a love letter to people who have read future parts of the story, and I can see why now. I can really see why. Isn't that funny? So, by the way, what I was saying about her completely giving Tomosane false hope and yet false hope and yet at the same time she has said that it was foolhardy, but the thing is, what Tomosane was saying, there's no reason to listen to her ramblings, and as a result of that he will be overconfident, but he will have the confidence he needs to make as much as a difference as possible. But unfortunately, the Destroyer has lost his right to destroy. Interesting that Takuji called for Ayana. So, Takuji has delusions about Ayana in the most evil way, and as a result of that, Ayana, what she wants to do is fix the delusions. Come to think of it, I do wonder, Zakuro, when she has really bad delusions, and obviously she uses Usami and Ayumi as a means of finding a reasonable and an explanation that makes sense about her delusions. She comes and she tries to intervene. Whenever there's a lot of delusions going on, it seems like there's a reoccurring theme. I don't know fully though, but those are just two examples that instinctively come to my head. She always tries to put a realistic perspective on people when delusions are recurring, which I find very unusual. Yeah, but I find that interesting because touching the soul, I mean, let's be honest, when two people have intercourse, maybe that could be some sort of metaphorical link? I don't know. I mean, then again, when you try, I suppose when you try to touch someone's soul, maybe that could be another way of saying you try to make a real difference and you try to affect somebody emotionally. It could be good or bad, obviously. In this case, it's very, very bad. But yeah, I think you could just say Takuji tried to affect her emotionally, but yeah, the only thing is, for engaging in his delusions, but then having a realistic wake-up call about his delusions and about all of his goals, even though he's so confident, the realistic outcome that has been given to him is something that he can't fully process. So as a result of that, what happens is maybe because of the fact, maybe because of the Takuji Dojo thing, Dojo conversation where Yuki says that the person with the or I don't know, it's just said, I forgot who said it, I don't care who said it, but the person with the higher amount of emotional power, they can be the people who overcome in the situation, and they push forward. So I suppose because of the fact that Takuji's consciousness faltered and he didn't have a full conviction in who he was, it was a bit uncertain. No, he wasn't uncertain though. No. He completely ignored what Ayana was saying. But then again, he still doubted and he still shuddered in fear when Tomosane and Yuki's names were mentioned. And also, he realised everything regarding Ayana was false. I bet you anything that realisation somehow created a fracture in his consciousness. It's weird. It really is. I don't fully understand this, if I'm going to be honest. These are just my guesses. But he broke. He deserved to break, but it's interesting. Interesting that he doesn't ask why. How Takuji tried to touch Ayana's soul. Yeah. It was fractured though, that's so weird. Oh, yes! Finally something that makes sense. Okay, good. Good, because this reinforces everything I was saying. Yeah. Oh, never mind, this doesn't fully. So, Takuji's sense of self is fractured. And then what Tomosane does with his big willpower is he pushes through. And then he is the dominant personality because of the fact that maybe he has a stronger sense of self than Takuji. And because Takuji's sense of self is not fully there, Tomosane can flourish because Takuji has lost belief, whereas Tomosane has gained it. Oh, I'm scared about what's going to happen to Tomosane, if I'm going to be honest. I'm excited, don't get me wrong, but I'm scared. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, totally. But Isn't it interesting to think about the fact that she feels why he knew that he would wake up is something that people cannot speak of? That's really weird. Or maybe, I don't fully understand this line if I'm going to be honest. But the things that you can't explain, you should try to be silent about, because of the fact that dwelling upon those is not important, and the mission in which you are trying to accomplish here is more important. Maybe that's why. And maybe realising the truth of why he was destined to wake up here is potentially a trip into the abyss. But I don't fully understand that. I think it's a bit unusual. Oh, she's probably totally commenting about that when, yeah, saying that Tomosane is honest. Isn't it interesting that I think she analyses the truth of Takuji's multiple personalities into the abyss, because obviously and maybe that will realise that maybe that truth of Takuji's personalities could be an explanation for why he had the instinct to wake up on this day. So what I find very unusual is the fact that if it wasn't for Ayana's intervention, this fracture in consciousness would have never been able to happen. Without Ayana, this Tomosane would never be able to be here right now. So, what I'm thinking is, staring into the abyss implies learning about Ayana and learning the reason why he was destined to wake up. That's my interpretation. Anyway, I've spent years on this, so I should really get a move on. Yeah. Oh, she's not saying anything interesting. Because she made him doubt his sense of self. Yeah. I find it so funny to think about the fact that Ayana is a being that cannot be put into words, and she bends reality and what human beings perceive as things that are real so much, and yet at the same time, she is the person who reinforces reality against all of the cast the most. I mean, what a weird combination. So you have somebody who's really, really supernatural, the most supernatural person in the story by far, and then she's enforcing human beings not having delusions. I mean, it feels so contradictory. It's so weird. If anything, you would have thought that maybe a supernatural person would encourage... No, that's ridiculous. Why doesn't she fully know? That's surprising. Isn't it interesting he doesn't go down the abyss? It's time for me at the moment. Oh my god. 12:34. Yeah. Ah yes, you're going home too. Which time are you in school at? 10:30 p.m. The latest I've ever been in school was an open evening. Sorry, not an open evening. Sorry, an awards evening. It was, I think maybe 8:30. I couldn't imagine being at the school at 10 p.m. To be fair, there are cleaning jobs going out to the sixth form, and you can apply. But I don't know when the shifts end, but maybe they'd be around 10:30. So that's how to be able to go to school at really late times, I suppose. Isn't it interesting that the only things that matter regarding Ayana are the things she has to say? Nothing else about her, the nature of her existence, the nature of her intents, is questioned. It's interesting. By the way, can I just say, police? Let's just say that. I mean, for example, Kiyokawa has definitely done her incident now. I mean, maybe they'd be searching for the origins of the incident. Well, no, of course. I mean, let's be honest, the parents would have reported it the second you know what happened. Right, let's see this unfold. Right, this is going to be very interesting. What? Okay, that was not what I was what? What? Why? I went into the sewers through the old pool's entrance. Is this because what he is trying to do is get a full situation of a perspective of what is happening to Takuji and what he is doing? What? Why is he doing this? This doesn't feel like we are reading something from Tomosane's point of view. When I was in the water storage tank, I thought I heard someone, but I was careful not to let them hear me. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I just needed to get back home. Interesting. Funny that he knows that's an escape route. I wanted to go through the sewers into the irrigation canal and then out through the hole in the fence. Where's the audio gone? Oh, good. I took the fire escape down from the 3rd story, then cut across the courtyard. And cut across the courtyard, climbed down the manhole, and then went through the sewers and the irrigation canal. God, what a route. Yeah, I knew I couldn't just walk out the front gate today. No way, no.
これでもお尋ね者なんでな。裏門からってわけだな。
I'm a wanted man, apparently, and these guys know what they're doing. You don't even know who it is, but yeah, it's good to assume that in a situation like this. I took the ladder out of the irrigation canal and came out on the street I normally walked down to get to and from school. Yeah, nice one. It didn't look like anyone was watching this route. Good. I didn't feel any eyes on. To be fair, he does have ridiculously sharp perception, which helps.
まだ電車は動いている時間だな。
The train should still be running at this time of night. I had plenty of time to get home. Hasaki. Oh god, you're going to be... Oh, I feel so bad. I began to run. If I ran to Suginomiya and got on a train, I could get home before Hasaki went to sleep. My final battle would be tomorrow, just before dawn. Yeah. I had to see her before the sun rises. Yeah, totally. There was still something I had to do. Ooh. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, this is painful. Why are all the lights off? Is she sleeping? No. No, she's not sleeping, man.
Hasaki!
Hasaki. I feel so bad. So bad. There was no answer. I didn't even hear the echo of my own voice. It was like my voice had been absorbed by the thick black curtain of darkness that covered the room. Reminds me of an analogy that Zakuro would make, ironically.
Hasaki! Hasaki, いないのか?
Hasaki, are you there? I yelled for her over and over. There was no answer.
いない? Hasaki!
Is she gone? Hasaki! I searched the entire house. Yeah, I looked in her room first, and then I searched my room, the study, and all the empty rooms. Yeah, it's worth it, because what's more scary, an embarrassing situation, or potentially not being able to find the person that you love and you will do anything for. The bathroom, the bathtub. She would have yelled at me if she was in the bath, but I wasn't worried about that. Hasaki was gone. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she wasn't anywhere I looked. That's strange. Why isn't she home? Exactly, yeah, it is. Maybe she's at our mother's apartment? Oh! That was not what I was expecting. I would have thought that this would be something that would just be completely out of character and out of option. Maybe she's at her mother's apartment? Oh! No, dude, that's the fucking truth. Oh, you so nearly grasped it, man. It was so far within your reach. It's like something where extend your arm fully, you can barely just not reach it. That's the truth here. No, there's no way she would stay there late at night. Disagree.
Hasaki!
Disagree, man. Hasaki. Why? Why isn't Hasaki here? No! Did Mamiya Takuji take her?
多分
No, it's probably. That's not it. It's not it. I really hope that's not it. Yeah, good. If Mamiya Takuji tried to do something to Hasaki, there would definitely cause a disturbance. There would definitely be a disturbance in my consciousness, surely? Or at least that's what I'd say. If Mamiya Takuji tried to do something to Hasaki, there would definitely be a disturbance in my consciousness. There would be some sort of disturbance or signal that I could feel. Yeah. Thanks to Yuki's training, I could feel fragments of Mamiya's perceptions in the world of our subconscious. Yeah. I would have definitely felt something if he had hurt Hasaki. Which means Mamiya Takuji hasn't done anything to Hasaki. I think.
なら
I think.
なぜHasaki がいない
Check Hakushikyo and then... Well, yeah. And the mother's apartment. Then why isn't Hasaki here? Hasaki is gone.
あれもしかしてTomosaneくん
No fucking way. Is this the investigator? I instantly reacted to the voice behind me. I shouldn't have... This is fucked. I shouldn't have let my guard down, even if I was in my own house. Wait, hang on. What? What? Tomosane? Huh? Who the fuck?
あれもしかしてTomosaneくん
Who the fuck is this? How the hell does he know he is Tomosane? What? This is dodgy. And when I say dodgy, I mean dodgy. What? I can't believe I let someone sneak up on me. If he hadn't called out, I would have been done.
誰だてめえ
Yeah, fair enough. Who are you?
タンマ
How the fuck? Wait, did Tomosane say? How does he know that his name's Tomosane? What? Little fucking creep who's kind of breaking the law. Does he have? If he has a search warrant, he's not breaking the law. But yeah. Right. Where's the investigator scene? Maybe here? No, this is the funny video game and drug scene. Okay, so it's probably after this. Where is Takuji investigated? Oh, episode 64, right. Okay, Kimura, that's his name. But dude, he knows that he was the illegitimate son of the founder of that one religion, the White Lotus Association. Why would he not know Takuji's name? the fuck? This is so weird. Wait, what? This guy, my god. Whoa, wait.
こんばんは。
Hi, creep. Good evening.
貴様
Why you?
今は結城智実くんだよね。
What the fuck? You're Yuki Tomosane-kun right now, aren't you?
なんでお前が俺の名前を
Yeah.
それよりなんで家に
How do you know my name and why are you in my house?
うわあ、待ってよ。あれでしょ
Well,
はさきちゃん探してるんだよね。
Oh no, please don't tell me he's going to use Hasaki's location as a means of bribery. His eyes look so funny. I mean, why do they look like they're completely above their hair? This just looks wrong. Well, wait a second. You're looking for Hasaki-chan, aren't you?
貴様が葉崎を
Did you take her?
なんでそうなるんだよ。ちょっと
He's totally being interrogated. He deserves it though. I mean, look at where he is for a start. Why would I do that? Wait just a second.
いえ貴様葉崎をどうした
Tell me, what did you do to Hasaki? God, we've got to be careful. We can't exactly talk now.
おい
お花畑が
No way, is he actually going to be killed here? Because he's not exactly saying anything.
ひどいよ。死ぬって。
Okay, but like you're kind of sneaking into a kid's house. Please find a way to justify yourself. How rude, you nearly killed me. And you have been so creepy that you have investigated the personalities. Maybe he's interviewed Hasaki, or maybe he's threatened Hasaki and used that as a means of gaining information. Or maybe there's some other info on Takuji's 3 personalities. No, I don't understand how he has been able to correctly identify a personality. That's so weird. How rude, you nearly killed me.
すまないお前がいきなり背後に立つから
Yeah,
と
reasonable.
いうよりも不法侵入で正当防衛だろ普通に
Sorry, you suddenly popped up behind me. Besides, I'm allowed to defend myself against intruders in my own home.
いやさ、そうとも言えるけど、一応は
Well,
許
what
可
if you
取ってるんだよ。
illegitimately got that key?
ほら、鍵。
That doesn't mean anything. I guess you do, but I have permission.
Why なんでお前がうちの鍵をまさか
Why do you have a house key? Did you...
違う。はさきちゃんに頼まれてたんだよ。
Oh,
もし家に
I'm
ともさねくん
genuinely
が帰ってき
surprised.
たら知らせてくれってさ。
No, Hasaki-chan asked me to wait here. She wanted me to tell her if you came back.
うちに俺が
Me?
うん。なんかね、はさきちゃんこの家に帰りたくないんだってさ。
Yeah, Hasaki-chan said she didn't really want to come back to this house.
帰りたくない葉崎が
She doesn't? Hasaki said that?
うん。まあ簡単に言えばさ、もうこの家に私を知っている人はいないってことらしいよ。
I don't even want to imagine how much pain she was in when she was talking to Yuki. For example, when Yuki came to see Hasaki in Kotomi's apartment. Don't even want to imagine it. Yeah, I think she said something like, "There's no one left in this house who knows me."
木村どうやら俺の
Person.
いや俺たちの秘密を知っているらしいな
Kimura, you seem to know our secret.
うん。君ら多重人格なんだってね。最初はにわかに信じられなかったけどさ。ああいうのって狂言の類だと思ってたからさ。
God. Yeah, you have multiple personality disorder, right? I could hardly believe it at first. I thought only real nutcases had that.
それで葉崎は今どこにいるんだ？
Yeah.
Oh. バー白州橋だよ。葉崎ちゃんがバイトしている
I
先の
didn't
さ。
expect that. I just find it interesting that he's working with Hasaki, and I think it's honestly quite surprising to think about the fact that this guy... Well, then again, I mean, he's an investigator, he knows what he's doing, and he's seen somebody who's vulnerable, and he's doing anything he can to help her. I'm surprised. I mean, I thought this guy was one who just investigated people without any compassion and just either did it because they had to, because they were interested. Maybe some people who they throw everything aside for what they're interested in. It doesn't matter about anyone else apart from themselves. Or maybe he was part of something evil. But no, I had loads of suspicions about this guy, but he actually seems like he's a reasonable person. She's at Hakushukyo Bar, the place where she works.
白州橋？
At Hakushukyo?
うん。そこで最近は寝泊まりしているよ。あそこのマスターが彼女を保護してる。
Yeah, I guess she's been staying there the past few nights. Master is protecting her, which is something that Tomosane wanted.
マスターが？
Master is? That's really good.
うん。あの人って君の師匠だろ？古武術の師範代って話だよね。
Agreed, but how did it
だった
happen?
らあの人の元が一番安心じゃないの？
Tomosane hasn't
判
been
断的に
here
は
though,
正しいんじゃ
right?
ない？
Yeah, he was your teacher, right? I heard he was an instructor in an ancient style of martial art. Oh, interesting. I didn't realise it was ancient. He was an instructor in an ancient style of martial arts. So if anyone can keep her safe, it's that person, right? Seems like the right decision to me.
そうか。店にいたのか。
I see. So she was at the shop.
彼女落ち込んでたよ。
Hmm.
なんでも今は新しい人格と間宮拓司って人格しかいないんでしょ？
Oh, it's going to be such a pleasant surprise. Jesus Christ. I remember when Hasaki was saying to Yuki, you know, Mamiya Takuji, you know that person? If he ever returns. Tell me. Saying, if my brother, the person I truly view as my brother, returns, tell me. Who is she asking to tell that to her? Her brother. It's awful. It really is. Yeah, of course she would be. She was really down too. She said the only personalities left were Mamiya Takuji and a new personality, right?
新しい人格、水上由紀さんだっけね。
A new personality. Minakami Yuki-san, I think.
そうか。
I guess so.
というか、なんでお前そこまで知ってるんだ？
Yeah. Now, this is the good question. He's obviously... I don't know if he's manipulated or Asaki has just wanted to tell her. I don't know. Wait, how do you know all of that?
葉崎ちゃんに信用されてるからさ。
Asaki-chan trusts me.
葉崎め。こんな怪しい分野なんて。
Damn it, Hasaki. This guy is just a shady reporter.
なんでだよ。僕のどこが怪しいんだよ。
Well... To be fair, he does actually have a point.
怪しいだろ。
Well,
お
because
前
of
の姿を見るたびによく職質に合わないか不思議だ。
I mean, I can actually see this because firstly, he stalks Tomosane in order to ask him questions, and secondly, the amount of film recording means of recording films he has. How are you not shady? Every time I see you, I wonder if you're going to get arrested today.
ああ、よく職質に会うよ。
I'm honestly surprised So this guy isn't a detective, there's the confirmation. I've had a few run-ins with the police. So he has. I'm surprised he's still working this job.
だからさ、僕は悪い人じゃないんだよ。白州教のマスターだって僕を褒めてくれるよ。あんたは真なるジャーナリストだってさ。
But I'm not a bad person, you know. The master at Hakushukyo always consoles me, telling me I'm a real journalist.
そりゃ釜を掘られるフラグだ。
マジで？
Oh,
そ
seriously?
れか気分良くさせてバーに金を落とさせるための方便だ。
Either that or he just wants to cheer you up so you'll spend some money.
ああ、それあるかもしれないな。
Oh, it's the master, and judging by those ridiculous fan service scenes, I wouldn't put it past him for the first option. Well, that must be it. That might be it.
取材対象自体に接触しまくりだな。もう少し隠れてできないのか？
You're always interacting with the target of your investigations. Shouldn't you be hiding on watching or something like that? Well, to be fair, you learn about how the target operates and you learn... Well, you might learn information that you'd never be able to find on the internet, I suppose.
取材対象は間宮拓司だよ。僕は間宮拓司にはバレてないはずだよ。
Ah, right. So Kimura could technically be a person who might save Takuji. But the only thing is, it's just so wrong because Tomosane is a completely model human being and he is somebody who, if it was just his own personality, sure, he would be able to be would be able to do well in life. But the only thing is he shares the same body as somebody who is, let's be honest, Takuji's deranged. How could you correctly put somebody like that away? Because that's what people would do if they found out about what Takuji was doing. It's just so weird though, because Tomosane would, let's say Tomosane still existed and Takuji was put away, Tomosane would suffer for something that he hasn't done, even though he's in the same body. So tricky. Yeah, the target of my investigations is Mamiya Takuji. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know about me.
間宮拓司が取材対象？
Mamiya Takuji is your target.
ああ、僕はね。友実君でも水上由紀さんでもなく、あの間宮拓司に興味がある。
Yeah, I'm not interested in you or Minakami Yuki-san. The one I'm interested in is Mamiya Takuji.
なぜだ？
Why?
やっぱり知らないんだ。なるほど。多人格が支配している時のことは知らないって本当なんだ。
Oh, this is going to be interesting. You really don't know? I see. So you really aren't aware of what's happening when the other personalities are in control. Yeah. It's good that Hasaki's safe, that's all I can say.
いや、少しは知っている。間宮拓司はインターネットを使って恐怖を作り出し、人を集めている。
Oh, it's a bit more complex than that. No, I know a little bit about it. Mamiya Takuji is using the internet to spread fear and he's gathering
あ
people.
れ知ってるの？確か意識がない時のことは知らないって。
Huh? You know about it? I thought you didn't know anything about the times when you were unconscious.
前まではな。
Yeah.
事情が変わって少しならあいつがやっていることがわかるようになった。
Well, that was true before. things have changed and now I can tell a bit about what he's doing.
マジで？だったらいろいろ聞きたいことがあるんだよ。例えばさ、15日の夜中に赤坂メグと北見里子を自殺現場に呼んだよね。
Really? Then there's a lot I need to ask you. Like on the night of the 15th, he called Akasaka Megu and Kitami Satoko to the site of the suicide, right?
だから言ってるだろう。少しだ。詳細までわからない。大まかな事実しかわからない。
Was this the remove a bit of Zakudo's hair and then burn it with fire? What else are you gonna burn it with? Ignite it and burn it. I told you I only know a little bit. I don't know any details. Only the big picture.
そうか。それは残念だ。
Yeah, really, that's too bad.
そんなことより相変わらず俺に張り付いてたんだな。
Nah, more importantly, why are you not going to the police? Good. If the police realised just what was going on under the sewer, Jesus Christ, I don't know what they'd think. Well, no, they make a legal claim. They legally be able to arrest people because of the fact that they are in the possession of drugs and over 100,000 yen worth of them as well. More importantly, you're still following me, huh?
当たり前じゃん。若者の薬物汚染を取材してたら、その取材対象の一人が事故死。その後に同じ学校の女子が他校の生徒と共に飛び降り自殺。
It wasn't even a group suicide, man. It's just another. I think it's just so cruel to think about the fact that Ayumi and Usami, they realised the delusion, but Zakuro thinks, as even though she's really, really deluded, she's trying to be kind. She thinks that them seeing away from their delusion is something that will just detriment them in the long run. So she obviously makes them go down. It's awful. It really is. Of course, I was investigating the use of drugs among the youth, but then one of my leads died in an accident. Yeah, it was an accident actually. I can't say anything about that. And then a girl from that same school participated in a group suicide.
教師がまた転落死。こんなの取材しないやつなんてジャーナリストじゃないよ。
And then the teacher fell and died too. If I didn't investigate this, I wouldn't be a journalist.
ジャーナリストね。三流士だろ。
Oh, he's going awfully out of his way for investigation material if it's this. You do realise, by the way, if he tells the world about Takuji's secrets, Takuji is fucked. Hasaki really has said too much, if you ask me. But then again, he does actually seem like a trustworthy person, which I'm impressed about. A journalist, huh? It's just a shitty third-rate paper, isn't it?
ジャーナリズムは反骨精神だよ。三流なんじゃない。あえて主流派でないだけ。
Journalism is all about perseverance in the face of adversity. Maybe it's not a big national paper, but it's not third rate either.
Soか。そりゃ高邁で素晴らしい思想だな。
Imagine using this quote for the entirety of Subarashiki Hibi. Just saying this every time Ayana says something, or I don't know, Takuji or Riruru or something. Or Yuki. Well, that's a wonderful, most touching ending. Subahibi IMOI alternate ending. Just seeing the live happily related stuff and then just say, well, that's a wonderful philosophy you have there, but I don't care. And then just kills Takuji. Or someone kills Takuji or something ridiculous. Kimika kills Takuji. That would be so funny. Well, to be fair, Takuji didn't need to jump along with Kimika. That's a wonderful philosophy you have there, but I don't care.
そんな感じでさ、間宮拓司君本人には会えないんだけど、他の人格、
We've never seen this.
新しい人には会ったよ。
So anyway, I can't meet Mamiya Takuji himself. Yeah, of course not. But I have met the other personality, the new one.
つうか見たって言った方が正しいかな。
Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
水上由紀さんという方。
Or maybe I should say I saw her? The one named Minakami Yuki-san, that is.
ユキに会ったって。お前から見たら
That's a
全部
really
一緒
good
だろ。
point, yeah. How do you know you met her? We all look the same to you.
うん。確かに違いはかなり微妙だね。前知識がなきゃ多重人格だなん
No,
てわからない
you
よ。
wouldn't be if you saw
よ
Takuji.
くもまあ3つもある人格をうまくカモフラージュしているよね。
I'm sorry, but there is no way that Takuji doesn't have completely different body language to both of them. Maybe it's body language. Yeah, the difference is pretty subtle. I would have never guessed you had multiple personalities if I hadn't been told. I'm surprised how good you guys are at camouflaging your 3 different personalities. Yeah.
.最初僕のイメージだと人格変化って声とか態度とか一人称とかも変わると思ってたよ。
At first, I imagined that your voice, your attitude, and your choice of words would all change when your personality changed.
一人称はコロコロ変わるだろ。
Yeah, but our choice of words does change, doesn't it? And way of acting.
そうだね。それ言ったら僕自身だって時には俺って言うし僕とも言う。時と場合によっては私なんて言ったりもする。
I guess so, but even I use different words in different circumstances. I might say excuse me to a stranger, but I would say I'm terribly sorry, sir, to my boss.
あと性格だってそれなりにムラがある。機嫌がいい時、悪い時、
Yeah,
は
yeah.
しゃいでいる時、落ち込んだ時。考えてみれば不思議な話だよね。
And someone's personality can vary too, depending on whether they're happy, sad, cheerful, or depressed. It's a really strange thing when you think
Warning.
about it. What is?
いやさ、君たち見てて思ったよ。言われてみれば多重人格だってさ。でもその違いを考えると、ごく普通の我々だって当てはまるんだよね。
That is weird. It's just something I thought about when I was watching you. You have multiple personalities, but the changes I could see were just normal things that could apply to anyone.
なんで僕らは知っている誰か、見ている一つの肉体の中がいつでも同じだなんて信じるんだろう。
I see that. How can we be so sure that there's only one personality inside all the other people we know? Yeah, we adapt our personalities immensely to match the situation.
同じ肉体だからって同じ魂なんて限らない。だってさ、一つの肉体がその時々で信じられないぐらい違うように見えることがあるでしょ？
Yeah. Having the same body isn't the same as having the same soul. Yeah. And even someone's body can look completely different depending on the circumstances, right?
だからそんな人だと思わなかったって言葉があるんだろう。
Yeah.
あと人が変わってしまったとか。
That's why we say a person is nicer than he looks on the outside, or that person has changed.
そうそう。そんな人だと思わなかったとか言うよね。でも、
Yeah, no,
その言葉だっ
totally.
て
I totally
相
agree.
手を同一なものとして認識してるからだよ。
Yeah, we never know what someone's like on the inside. All those phrases exist because we believe the person we're talking to is just one single. But yeah,
あのな、お前と無駄な話している時間なんてないんだよ。
yeah, he has a good
俺は
point.
葉崎と大事な用事がある。
I don't think I don't think. No, sorry, I don't have time to sit around and talk with you. It's really important that I see Hasaki.
情報を与えてくれたことには感謝するが、これで無駄話は終わりだ。
Let me thank you for the information at least. I won't waste any more of your time. I ran to the entranceway.
待ってよ。
Wait a second.
うるさい。お前と無駄話なんてしている時間な
Oh
ど
yeah,
ないん
yeah,
だ。
fair. Yeah,
もうすぐ終電だ。
yeah. This guy, unfortunately, he is nice, but you say one thing and then a million other things will come your way, so I can see why he would just instinctively say, I do not have the time and the willpower to talk to you, even though he has very interesting things to say, if you ask me. He seems like he's definitely... Well, he seems intellectual, which is nice. Doesn't seem like a complete idiot. He seems like he's good at his job as well. Well, no, he's really good at his job. Shut up, I told you I don't have time to talk to you. The last train is leaving soon.
終電？ここから走ったって間に合わないよ。
What? The last train? You won't make it in time, even if you sprint the whole way.
間に合わないじゃ済まないんだよ。邪魔だ。
Well, that's too bad. Now get out of my way.
まあ待ってよ。
Wait.
うるせえ。俺には時間がないんだ。
Shut up, I don't have time.
だからさ、僕車だからさ、杉宮の白州橋まで送っていくって。
Oh my god, that's hilarious. He only now says it. Hold on, I have a car. I can drive you to the bar in Suginomiya.
車？
A car?
うん。どっちにしろ君が家に着いたら連れて行くように言われてるんだよ。だから急いで電車に乗る必要もないよ。
I love it. It's just so unnecessarily complicated. Yeah, besides, Hasaki told me to bring you over if you showed up. You don't need to worry about the train.
No. Oh.
Oh, okay. What's going on? There's a weird sound effect. I didn't expect that at all. I was riding in that shady journalist's Kimura's car. Apparently this Kimura guy is pretty well acquainted with Hasaki and Master. Yeah. Somehow that happened without me knowing about it at all. It is unusual, it really is. I wonder why. He doesn't seem like a bad person, so I think what's happened is he's probably tried to talk to Hasaki about anything relating to Takuji, and then what's happened is he's probably realised just how vulnerable Hasaki is and how threatened she is and probably how distraught she is as well. So I think he's done what any good person would do and tried to help her. That's my thought. But maybe I should have expected that. I have a vague sense of Mamiya Takuji and Minakami Yuki's experiences, but I didn't have a clue what was going on otherwise. Yeah. I had no idea what Hasaki had been doing for the past few... Exactly, yeah. I was just glad. Me too. I was just glad to hear that she was safe. I opened the bar's distinctive heavy door. How long has it been? Hadn't been that long. It feels like it has been. But it felt nostalgic, like I hadn't been there in months.
こんにちは。Hasaki いますか？
Good evening, is Hasaki here?
あら。
Oh.
どうも、木村です。
Hello, it's me, Kimura.
ああ、ということは。
Oh, does that mean... Tomo-ni-san?
ああ、そうだ。Tomosaneだ。
Yeah, it's me, Tomosane. Oh, God.
おい、Hasaki!
Oh, new theme. Whoa, Hasaki. Yeah. Thought I would never see you again. I was so sure things were just getting crazier and crazier with Takuji Nii-san. Yeah.
すごいことか。確かに。
Crazy, huh? I guess so.
トモ兄さんは記憶がないから知らないと思うけど、人が死んだり、多くの人が行方不明になったり。
You probably don't know what's been happening, but a lot of people have been dying and going missing.
いや、微妙な記憶はたどれる。
Jesus.
一応あの男とは脳を共有しているからな。
I think it's just so horrible to think that... Let's be honest, this is not going... I mean, obviously, at least Tomosane is going to have... They're going to have a good moment of departure, but... at the same time, I mean, they're not going to be able to see each other. This is the last time they'll be able to see each other. No, I can follow the traces of his memory. I do share the same brain with that bastard for what it's worth.
あら、そんなことできた？
Oh, you can do that?
ここ最近で手にしました。訓練で。
I learned how to do it just recently. I got a bit of training.
それにしても、なんか少し大人っぽくなったわね。何か変わったわね。何かあったの？
And it seems like you've grown up a bit since I last saw you. Something's changed for sure. Did something happen?
あ、いや、
Yuki.
これと言って、強いて言えば間宮拓司にボコボコにされて、その後夢の中をさまよってました。
Nothing in particular, really. After Mamiya Takuji beat me up, I spent a lot of time wandering through a dream.
夢の中？
Inside a dream?
少しユキに会いまして。
Yeah, I met Yuki for a little while.
ユキに？
God, her
そ
eyes.
う。
Yuki? Oh, I see. What? Master gave me a knowing smile.
少しあの子の面影があるわね。
Can still see a bit of her in you.
あの子。
Who?
ああ、いやこっちの話よ、こっちの話。それより葉月ちゃんに大事な話あるんじゃない？
Oh, nothing. I'm just talking to myself. Besides, don't you need to talk to Hasaki-chan about something?
はい。
Yes.
急いでたじゃない。早くしてあげなさいよ。
Weren't you in a rush? Go right
は
ahead.
い。
Alright.
ん？
His expression.
その前に、マスター。
But first, Master.
何？
What?
表出てください。
Yeah, fair. Please step outside.
表？何？二人きりの話？
Outside? What, you want to talk to me alone?
違います。俺と二人で外に出てください。
Oh. No, I'm telling you to step outside with me.
え？
Huh.
青かん！
You want to hook up?
違うわ！表出ろって言ってるんだ！
No, I'm telling you to step your ass outside.
どうしたの？珍しい。
This one. This is rare from you. I love it. He's totally getting to you.
珍しいっていうよりも初めてですよ。師範代に表出ろなんて自殺行為です。
Like what? It's not just rare, it's the first time. Asking your instructor to step outside is like suicide.
でも表出ろなんでし
Oh
ょ？
god. But you're still saying it?
はい。お願いします。
Yes, please.
いいわよ。
Alright.
とも兄さん。
Tomoni-san?
本当はお前に一言だけ伝えるために帰ってきただけだ。だけどその一言の前に確かめたいことがある。
The truth is, I came home just to tell you one thing, but there's something I have to confirm before I can say it.
とも兄さん。
Tomoni-san?
俺は夢を見た。
Oh my god, yeah, I had a dream.
そう言ってたわね。ユキに会ったって。
That's what you said earlier. You met Yuki, right?
はい。
Yeah.
ユキに会いました。そしてそこで俺は夢の扱い方を教わりました。
Yes, I met Yuki, and she taught me how to control my dreams.
夢の扱いね。
Yeah.
明晰夢ってやつ？
Controlling your dreams, huh? Like a lucid dream?
知ってるのですか？
You know about it?
うん。あれは武道の世界に通じる境地だからね。
Yeah, that state of mind is often used in the world of martial arts.
そうなんですか。
Wow, I'm impressed.
だったらなおさら表に出てください。
Is it? Then I definitely need to ask you something, so please step outside.
何よ、表出ろ出ろって盛っちゃって。
Jesus, that's the hip new catchphrase that all the fresh meat. Let's say, what a weird way of referring to the younger
そういう
population.
言い方はキモいのでやめてください
I like that.
何
What?
マスタートモ兄さん
Master Tomosane,
少し席外す
just give us a moment.
そんなせっかく久しぶりに会えたのに
But I haven't seen you in so long.
ああ大丈夫だ
Yeah.
すぐに戻る
Don't worry about me, I'll be right back. The roof of the bar. Okay, I'm not going to read anything more tonight. I'm just interested what... Is there a background?
まず私からの質問。あんたは
They're going to have a
武術をなぜ
massive
習った？
fight here, I bet you anything. Oh my god. Looks like a pretty cool background. I'm very excited for this. Oh, this is the most fun I have had with Subarashiki Hibi for a while. Fucking hell, today was good. Today really was good. It's 1:36 a.m. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm going to be very tired tomorrow morning, but yeah, it's worth it. It really, really was worth it. I enjoyed today so much. I'm so engaged with everything that's going to happen with Master, Tomosane's potential training, obviously everything with Hasaki as well, and also what Kimura discovers, or just in general what he is going to investigate, and also how everything is going to, let's be honest, no matter how brilliant Tomosane is going to become, it's just so horrible to think that there's such a possibility of everything going wrong. I mean, my theory thinks that this is going to go wrong like it did in It's My Own Invention. Oh my god, I'm not looking forward to that, but I just feel so bad for Hasaki, I really do. But it is going to be interesting, I can't deny it's going to be very interesting to see how this ends. So yeah, see you guys. Hope you enjoyed.